Hey there and welcome back to Zoo Sicily. Today with this wonderful vineyard. There is a bigger story to it, so if you are interested in that story, follow me through the episode. Today we are going to build a lot of details, a lot of little things, a lot of backstage and a lot of preparation for the upcoming DLC slash 1.12 update, because there's one spicy thing in the update. If you haven't heard about this, here's the spicy news. We got a brand new thing called the guided tours. Now, we did already have educators roaming free around. We did already have educator points in which they stood at a certain given point and gave some speeches and stuff. And now we are getting the guided tours, which are effectively what you know as backstage tours or as tours through the zoo. People can book it and then a small group of people will be guided through the entire zoo. But the best thing about this is you can make those tours yourself. You can customize where they go, where the points are, where they have to stay, keep staying for a moment, and so on and so forth. So we are getting a whole new option to bring our people through the zoo and give them a good experience. And this is what we're doing here with the vineyard. Now, coincidence had it that I planned this backstage area of the vineyard as a little education area anyway. So I switched halfway through this episode. I switched a couple of things and I'm going to talk about them later. But first of all, let's speak about this restaurant over here, because we are doing a lot of detailing at this point. It's not fully done. I will every now and then go back here and add some more detailing because the next episodes will all be around this area. So I just didn't want to spend like an entire 3 hours on this restaurant alone. Today's episode contains over 5 hours of recording anyway, so that is ridiculous. But this build is going to receive something special. You've seen the two billboards I placed down over here, which currently are black. But later on in this episode, I'm going to add some pictures to it. More about these pictures when I actually talk about them, because they are pretty special. Now, there are, a lot of things I added in here to make it look cool. It's not like this kind of classical, Sicilian style indoors. It's more likely a modern one using some cool colors and stuff. The reason why is that I imagine, and this is like kind of a little continuity thing. We said that this zoo is a fully intentional, like a man-made build, like fully planned out and stuff. However, the land over here wasn't entirely, free and bulldozed or whatever. Speaking of bulldozing, we are getting a new bulldoze tool. How cool is that? But this land obviously, maybe was already in use by some other people, and I imagine this winery over here might be one of the older wineries that has been abandoned and now they took over. And the reason why it was abandoned, you can make up yourselves. I don't know, maybe it is because the soil quality wasn't actually as good anymore, or maybe the family just got too old and the younger people wanted to do something else and the family didn't take over, and so they stopped the business or whatever. I think there are several stories we can make up. If you want to put a story down, I'd be more than happy, because we will put this story on a education board on this winery. So the most creative story will be turned into like a little history billboard that is going to be placed onto the restaurant over here. And because it is a bit more modern restaurant, and we obviously aim this zoo at European people in general, the style is a bit more modern. As you can see over here, this is like a little self-service station in which you can grab your plate, put some, vegetables on it, a bit of greenery, and, later on we will talk a bit more about that in the real-time part. Yeah, adding a couple of little things here to the outside, not too crazy, not too much though, because I will have to do a bit more on the terrace later on anyways, so this is why at the moment. Then I wanted to do like kind of this sunshade thingy, the awning kind of stuff, and I, ended up doing a rolled-in one, as you can see over here, like it's just a little implied one. The reason why is that I found it just, took too much of the space and too much of the light, so I changed it. And obviously, we needed to put in a lot of decals here and there, because still, even though it has been built rather early on in the progress of this zoo, it is already aged quite a bit, that's that. And now we are getting into the spicy bit of the winery itself and the vineyard. Now, this is not a typical vineyard as you would expect it. It's a vineyard that has been turned into a habitat, first of all, because as you've seen from the title potentially, this is obviously a habitat, and we have the skunk and the prairie dog in it. A good thing is both of them go together. They kind of fit into the vineyards itself. They, even though they both are carnivores, they can obviously eat a couple of fruits and stuff here and there, so they wouldn't die from that, or necessarily some of them would make them die, but I think grapes are not in that list of things that would make them die. So it's kind of a good place for them. And this vineyard is obviously not aimed for maximum output or maximum revenue from wine. This is made as an educational area where the guests can take their tour and they will be educated also about the Sicilian style of making wine and stuff, because as much as I love this being a zoo, this is still part of Sicily, and it's like a huge tourist attraction. And then a bit of trivia about Sicily to make people maybe come also back to do something else than visiting the zoo might be on the list, and obviously they would be connected to all the tourist information centers around, and also to the tourist kind of companies that organize tours and stuff like that. So you could maybe even get into this backstage tour without even visiting the zoo, that could also be like a little bit of a part of the story. So this is why I didn't want to limit it to just being a cool habitat. However, it obviously then turns into the fact that this rather cool looking vineyard is an actually functioning habitat. We will have a lot of burrows there. Another very good coincidence, or it's not a coincidence, it's just a very good thing that both the skunk and the prairie dog use the same kind of burrow, so I could use burrows as like a little part, and they just live in that area. We do have it connected to our backstage area anyways, but I think it's rather cool that we do have these animals roaming around in the vineyard. Both of them would work perfectly fine with people moving through, even though the prairie dogs are a little bit more shy, but technically it would work also with the skunk, and there is enough space for them to hide. So if people would like walk through and just get a little look into the vineyard itself, it would be totally fine. We've got a little gate in front of it. We can make use of the lower gate, and there are a lot of things that really played into into my hands to make that. There is just like a couple of little things that I'm still not 100% convinced about. Like, I love the idea having this vineyard here, and I think it looks super beautiful inside of this area, but I guess I will have to make a bit more fencing around this. Like at this point it works. Technically it works in the game. Visually it looks super pleasing, but realistically these animals would, I think, easily be able to break out, so I will have to put a bit more fencing around at the end of the day. And obviously you will see that in the real-time part. All the stuff around, like the pathing and education spots and stuff like that, has all to be fleshed out. There is just like the very bare minimum right now to make it look good. Indeed, it does look good. You will see this on in the real-time part. It's super cool. It's really cool. Before I keep on talking, just a little plug here. The first one, I will have a second plug at the end of the video, but just mentioning that already, I started a Minecraft series. So if you guys are interested in me rambling around a little bit and just playing a bit chill, cozy Minecraft, this might be for you, because I actually started this with my brother, and it's actually a lot of fun, and simply many people wouldn't see that because, maybe YouTube isn't featuring Minecraft as a game that you would look, and so I don't appear on your front page. But yeah, would be nice. Here you can see the images, and these images, or like these pictures over here, are very special because these are the first, or this is the first picture my little daughter has ever done. Yeah, it's not even a joke. This is the actual picture, or the actual little thing they made in the kindergarten with some, hand colors and stuff. So she drew that with her fingers, and I don't know. I just found it looking super cute. It looks super cool. It looks almost like this kind of modern art thingy that you would hang somewhere. And yeah, I just turned that one normal, DIN format picture into two square thingies, and I think it works perfectly fine. I really love it. It's such a cool addition, and you guys will know only if you watch the episodes and watch the series. So it's kind of like, it's not really an Easter egg, but it's a very nice little story that that is still included into the zoo. And I'm just so proud. Maybe in the future we will have more of her little, sketches and stuff in here. Who knows? This could become a pattern. She loves drawing at this point. So yeah, it not necessarily looks good always, but that's not the point, I guess, with 20 months. Not at all. But yeah, so here we have another realization of some more creative usage of exhibits. So this time around I turned the barrels upside down so that they don't lie on their side. They actually do stand, and this looks like the old kind of barrel area where they placed the barrels, and I just continued with the theme of the exhibit. There is just that little issue that people will obviously go closer to the habitat and then stand in front of the window. For testing reasons, I put down a barrier so that they wouldn't go closer, but the problem is the barrier seems to be so far away that they don't go to the exhibit at all then, simply because I think they can't reach it, and so it's not existing. So at this point I have to live with this very unfortunate situation that people basically stand mega inside of this barrel, but I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good once we have done that. Once we are done, it's all good. I will find a solution. I'm very confident that we will. Now, as you can tell, I'm just putting down a couple little things here, a couple decals, couple, nature things. I'm fixing a little bit, and everything else very necessary you need to hear from me is going to happen in the real-time part. So I'll leave you alone for about 2.5 minutes or so with some chill music from the Chill Pop soundtrack, and then we'll see each other in the real-time part. I really hope you enjoyed this episode so far. If you did enjoy, maybe you can already press the thumbs up button, and then we'll see each other in about 2.5 minutes, as I said, and enjoy a little walk of this habitat. So see you there. Alright, so we are in our real-time part, and as you can tell, once I managed to get around this corner, there is our beautiful little vineyard in the background. And this one in particular, as I've told you guys in the time-lapse, is very special because this is part of our backstage tour. It was always meant to be, so it's not necessarily anything new because of the new update coming. This has been the idea, and I wanted to make like an implied one, and now obviously we got an actual one, which is absolutely fantastic. So this is that, and we've got like a little bit of a look into it. As I said, this is like just the the leftover part of the actual vineyard, which has been here or which is actually closer by. So it's not the actual one, so it's just like a showcase situation for the zoo, and this is also obviously why the people can use it as such and as a habitat at the same time. There are a couple of little elements missing quite over here, which is down to the, look at that one sitting down there and just pooping in front of us, which is mostly down to the fact that I still need to check a couple things, how I'm going to do the the surroundings, especially on the left hand side here. Same goes to the back. I'm going to show you in a second. And as we move over, obviously this is where we have the two new exhibits. Let me just quickly jump down here via the free look mode, explore mode. There you go, we are down. Now, as you can see, people are standing in here. It's a little bit of an issue. I did put a barrier down and then suddenly people stop coming here because they can't get close enough to the habitat. So it's a bit of a trade-off I have to deal with at the moment. I'm trying to find a better solution. So maybe to put like a trash bin or anything in, like something that keeps them from moving too close to it without making them stop going too close anyway. So mate, what's going on with you? Why is your beard aging quicker than your hair? Well, actually, this is, I mean, I still like the idea how I came up with it, having a second variant here in the back. Obviously, the chance to see animals in here is a lot smaller than the variant on the other side. Now, one thing I just want to show, as I mentioned in the time lapse, is this beautiful picture, or these two pictures in here. These are actual pictures of my daughter, and it's so cool. That's her like first thing she made in the kindergarten when she brought her home. She made that with her fingers, obviously, and it's oh my god, we just managed to get up again. And quite honestly, not because it's, I mean, obviously because it's my daughter, it is the best thing ever. But trying to be as objective as I can be, I think they make up for some really cool modern design pieces. I mean, some people would pay quite a bit of money for getting those things, I guess, if you don't tell them it's been made by a 19-month-old. But here we are. See, and then I made this wonderful new kind of area where you can grab some plates and, maybe get a bit of a drink here. Just maybe sometimes we've got some towels hanging down here, I imagine. Some salt and pepper, some greenery, grab some stuff, whatever. So that's basically part of the idea. And now, obviously, this is where the backstage tour would be, fenced off. So not everyone should go here. Obviously, I'm keeping that open, but I think that's the idea. And now we do not go into the habitat. I'm just going to show you around real quick. Okay, interesting, but you just need down. Nice. But yeah, if we go over here, I made a couple of things. I love how this bridge looks over here. Still missing quite a couple little decals on the left hand side, maybe a bench or something, so people can enjoy a bit of the shade. And I made it obviously in a way that in the noon sun we have some shade over here, but the sun is actually on for the wine, obviously, because that's what you want to have to make sure that it does grow. I was a bit more bold this time around, getting a couple more trees in. As I said, this area is going to be filled, so it's going to be all connected. We need some restaurants over here as well, some other facilities and all that kind of stuff. And then we also have like a little winding pathway leading all the way here to another viewing point, which is going to be connected with the overall path structure. And this is another point of the tour. So we are here at the back of the vineyard, and as you can tell, there is a completely different view. You can see the winery in the background. We are playing with angles, with different views over here, and obviously, as you can see, there's a huge lack of pieces and stuff here, which is going to change. This is just like a placeholder, just as everything in the back is. But I'm definitely going to keep these olive trees over here because people wanted to have like an olive thing as well. Still playing around here with these cobble pieces, how to make that look a little bit more cool. People are just cutting corners everywhere anyways. It's quite crowded in here, but that's I just felt like keeping the game running sometimes is pretty helpful now, because the zoo is filling and people naturally just go always into the newest areas, which is causing a bit of a little bit of a traffic issue in this new area. But once you've put something else down, the rest is good. As you can see, the lion area now is very neatly visited, and you know, I fixed a bunch of things, by the way, in these areas. Like the lion was also, let me just check if it's still okay. Oh my god, I thought I fixed it and it's not. I can't tell you guys how annoyed I am about this. I just fixed it a couple of times now, and it keeps getting destroyed, and it keeps being problematic, and I have no idea why. Let me see if that fixed the issue. Well, apparently it did. Okay, cool. Now this I don't know if Frontier is changing things. Apparently this is not a new version, so I don't know why it would have been changed in the first place, but it did. So yeah, a couple of things there. Now, with the new update coming, and I talked about this briefly in the time lapse, there are a couple of new chances to bring some animals in. So maybe my initial idea, and you guys were pretty crazy in the comments, I think the platypus idea is still the one from you guys' comments that is the most likely thing to happen. But still, with the new animals that come in, we have a couple new chances to bring some other animals in this area, and we obviously going to have some fun with the butterflies next. So I'm really looking forward to bring in the butterflies. But oh my god, look at how cool Zoo Sicily is becoming by this point. I just really love how the vineyard just fits in here, and you can imagine, like, once this is all done around here, it's gonna look really cool and really well integrated with this whole winery stuff and so on in the middle. Yeah, just pretty much in love with it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode as much as I did, because I certainly really did enjoy that one. So yeah, hope to see you at the other side, which means giving the channel a cut. Oh my god, don't give it a cut. Oh no, please no. Give it a sub. That's what I wanted to say. Oh my god, I'm just like completely confused right now. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. As I said, I hope you guys will enjoy all the coming episodes as well. There's a lot of Planet Zoo coming in the next couple of days and weeks, as you can imagine. But one more thing which is really close to my heart. I started a new Minecraft series, which I'm really enjoying. So if you want to give that a bit of love, I would really be super happy. I'm going to put this as the link at the end of the video, so you can click to the top right now and give it a shout and give it a little look, because it's really getting good. There's some Disney-related stuff we are doing. So yeah, see you there. Have a good time. Thank you so much. And as always, stay safe.